Hello friends and welcome back. We are here with Junk Journal January, day number 24, fabric. And I have a bunch of fabric scraps that I think I want to play with, but I also want to show you some, when we think about fabric in journals, we kind of think of fabric flips, right? So I wanted to show you some of the fabric flips that I have made, and I'll try to remember to link to the fabric flip video that I made with my mom where we put pockets in them. So I'll just kind of show you. They're super simple. You're just going to lay fabrics together and put some lace, and then you can fabric-tack them. I think I just fabric-tacked, oh no, I did sew this one. And then run a piece of stitching along the top, and then you have your fabric flip, right? This is one that I created with a little pocket in here. This is actually super easy to do, even if you're not a seamstress or a sewer. Again, I'll link to my video to show you how to do that. This one I really like because it's very unassuming. You lift this little flap, and then there's a little pocket underneath there. So adding pockets to your fabric flips is really kind of fun and a neat way to, step up your fabric flip game, if you will. So yeah, just some fun layered fabrics. These are some leftover pieces from a quilting project of my mom's. Again, I love her scraps. They work really well for me, and that's exactly what we're using today, is all her scraps. This one is cute. It's got a little zipper in it. Again, you can tuck stuff, and then there's a little pocket right here as well. So these are just some quick ideas on how you can step up your little fabric flips, or to show you different ideas. Just take, this is again a leftover square of a quilting project that my mom was working on, and I just, repurposing it into a fabric flip. Again, lots of scraps just layered together just to create interest and texture. So those are just some of the fabric flips that I have done. Again, the main thing that I wanted to show you was just how you can step them up with the pockets. Okay, so again, I'll link to that. But what I wanted to do for today is, I did do, and I don't know where, oh, here it is. I did at one time do a scrappy journal cover like this. And so I think this is a lot of fun. I love the feeling of it. I think it's great. I did use some of that, what is it called? Quilters use it. You lay it down over top here to sandwich in after you put all your fabrics down, pin everything together, and then you sew it, and then you wash it, and that stuff washes away. And I have some of it right here. So it looks like this. So you can do it that way, where you just lay all your pieces down, lay this over top. I put some pins in just to hold it, and then I ran this whole thing underneath my sewing machine, just doing crazy stitching back and forth. And you can see how crazy the stitching is on the back here. And then that just washed away in the washing machine, or you can soak it in water in a pan or in your sink, and it will come off with hot water. And then of course you have to let your item dry, or put it in the dryer, whatever you see fit. So this was my first time kind of playing around with this idea. I did like it. It worked well. Everything kind of stayed on for the most part. I think I only had 1 or 2 pieces come off. But I wanted to see if there was an even easier way to do this, just because I found it really difficult with the thickness of this and this stuff kind of going underneath my sewing machine. It was a little bit tricky to work with, so I wanted to see if I could simplify it. And how we're going to do that is with our good friend Heat and Bond. So I use this quite a bit when I'm just making regular journal covers. So I use my cracker boxes. I'll put this over top, and then lay the fabric over, give it an iron, and then it sticks quite nicely, and then I can sew around the edges. So I've also wanted to work with a little tiny, I've been wanting to play with these little soap boxes that your soap comes in. Smells nice. to make them into like a little tiny journal. I thought that would be cute. So I thought maybe I would try it on this, and then I'm not wasting, not that, you know, I'm wasting with boxes, if you know what I mean, leftover packaging that I would normally throw out, but, you know, just wanting to be mindful that I'm not going to create something huge and then it not work out. So we're going to see how this works. So the first thing I need to do is I've cut my heat and bond. And then this is, I just have like a towel on a wood board just to kind of create an ironing surface. This is parchment. So we're going to lay that down. Like this. And then I'm just going to take my heat and bond. So this is the shiny side. This is the side that we want down. So we're going to iron that on. And then I kind of had to patch a piece together here. So I think that'll work. And I'm just going to fold the parchment over, just so I don't get anything stuck to my iron. I have my iron on the cotton setting. I think that's the right one. And then I'm just going to iron this on here. Hopefully it sticks. I'm going to stand up. Hopefully this works. I don't know. Let's see why it wouldn't. Okay. Looks like that's ironed down. Give it just a little bit more, making sure I get those edges. I just picked this iron up at the good old Value Village. Just a cheap iron. I think I paid $6 for it because my husband needs to use our iron for his work shirts for court and stuff. So didn't want to be using that and have, you know, stuff go on his little court outfit. He's so cute when he's in his court outfit. I love it. Okay, so that's all done. It's kind of warm, but that's okay. Now I want to just trim this up. Just like this. Really need to clean my scissors. All right. So yeah, obviously we can incorporate fabrics in our junk journals in many ways, like fabric flips, in tags, journal cards, ties, what have you. There's no shortage of how we can incorporate fabric, that's for sure. Okay, so now what I need to do, now that I have that covered, I need to peel the backing off, and then we're going to do a little bit of fabric collage. Yes, you can collage with fabric. I mean, I'm sure people are going to be doing fabric flips. I'm sure slow stitching is going to come into the mix as well. I'm trying to think of things that other people aren't going to be doing, right? I want a little bit of a variety. So like I said, I have this big basket of scraps. I'm going to use all different sizes. And I'm not going to worry about them hanging over. I can trim that up at the end, but I'm just going to start laying down fabrics, just kind of collage style. And I have all these little tiny bits like I did with this kind of scrappy cover, this one. I'm not sure I'm going to use those tiny pieces. I just don't know how well. I mean, if I do, they'd have to go like this, right? I suppose I can do that. Okay. What else do we have here? I like this. I'm going to cut a piece of that off. That there. All right, what else do we have? This one's kind of fun. I've got lots of blues going on. Maybe we need some other colors. Need some bigger pieces. These are all pretty tiny, scrappy bits. So I'm going to go in my bag. There's no shortage. I've got 2 bags like this going on too. Yeah, no shortage of scraps, that is for sure. So I'll pull some of these out. Ooh, I see some of these are from my quilt that my mom made me. This stuff, this buffalo print leftover stuff, was from my lovely quilt that she made me. She even made my bearded dragon a matching one. So these are going to lay over or overlay each other. I might have to come back with some glue just to glue that down. Put that there. What else do I have going on in here? That is cute. Look at that edging. Okay, I want to use that. You are not being my friend, so I'm gonna let you go. I want that whole piece. And I think I want it this way. So again, being mindful with your folds, you don't necessarily want the edge of your fabric to be right on the edge of that fold because it will lift. So try to have it, the crease kind of go in the middle of your fabric, if that makes sense. Okay, I've got a little bit of you. Maybe put you like this. What else do we have going on here? This has got some glitter on it. I'm not opposed to having a little glitter on a project. Maybe we'll put you up like that. What else do I have? Lord knows I've got enough scraps. It's just, is it the scraps I want? Yeah, these I think are just too small. I have this blue. Okay, this is kind of turning out to be a little bit of a blue piece, isn't it? That looks like it's folded over to me. Which it is. Okay. Maybe I want this like that. That piece there. Maybe that piece there. Again, just really playing around with the fabrics. They don't have to be matchy-matchy. You want that one down there. And then I'm actually going to sew diagonally across all of this, just to secure all the pieces on as well. This is kind of a fun little piece. Maybe put you like that. And what else do I have? This is a fun little piece. And there we go. Here's some bigger pieces. I think I want you to come down this way. Like that. Ooh, that's pretty. You can go there. Maybe have another piece of you there. Triangle. A triangle piece would be perfect for there. I know we've got triangle pieces. Ooh, not a triangle piece, but it's pretty cool. that gonna fit? Not quite. I know I have more triangle pieces somewhere, but when you need them, you can't find them, right? Got some triangle pieces, but they're white. I don't want that. What is this? Let's see if this will work. Cut it like that. Will that be big enough? Yes. Okay. Put all these scraps aside. So yeah, I definitely could have done a bigger one, but that's okay. I think this is good. Now I'm going to bring my parchment paper back, because if there's any of the adhesive just showing through, it's going to stick, right? And I don't want it to stick to my arm. Put this back over top. And then we'll just iron this on. So again, I have it on the cotton setting. There we go. All right, ooh, that worked well. Ooh, it's hot too, hot, hot, hot. Okay, I'm gonna turn my iron off and just get rid of this board for a second. This is garbage. I got a little bit of the adhesive on the towel, but again, that's why I'm using an old towel. Won't matter if I get anything stuck to it. Oh, I like this. This is so cute. Okay, let's get rid of this. And then now I want to clean up the edges. I think I can just use these scissors. They're pretty good for fabric and whatnot. There we go. And there. I mean, I like that frayed edge, but we will have to sacrifice it this time. Okay, so you can see here I have a little bit that's come up. Doesn't feel like I got any. It'll get caught down when I sew it, but I'm just going to try and give it a little bit of heat there. Is that going to work? No. That's okay. Fabri-Tac to the rescue. It's one little piece. We can work with that. I just need it to really stay until I get it to the sewing machine. So I'm not going to use a ton of Fabri-Tac because I don't want to gum up my sewing machine. Just enough to keep it down. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this is so cute. I am going to run stitching all the way around the outside, okay? And then I'm going to start stitching diagonally. Okay, so I'm going to do that off camera and then I will come back and show you what we have. Okay, so I am back and I have done all my sewing. The only thing that I would probably do differently is I would sew all the diagonals first, and then I would put my backing paper on. So I have some backing paper here. I'd put that on and then I would sew around the edge so that it was stitched on the other side as well. I didn't do that this time. That's okay. It was a learning lesson. Something to keep in mind for next time. It's not that this isn't going to work. It's just I probably would have preferred the stitching to show on the other side as well. Again, not a big deal. So what we're going to do is, first off, I just kind of want to see what it looks like if I, not that it's going to show up a ton, but you know, on these lighter fabrics it will, just to ink the edges. I love the texture of it. As you can see on the back side here, my stitching isn't perfect. This is really a slippery surface on the back. And so my stitching kind of, it looks like it missed a couple stitches and kind of got wonky. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's going to be covered. Not a big deal. I'm not concerned over that. Not a make it break it for me. So just ink this up. I love this. This is so cute. And what a great way to use up all those little bits of fabric that I have. Okay, so now I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, and I can, you know, there's nothing stopping me from putting another line of stitching around here, and I might go ahead and do that. We'll see what it looks like. So just giving it some good old Fabri-Tac. Just kind of some stray threads around. That doesn't bother me either. I can trim them off if it really is not working for me. Okay, I think I've got a good amount on there. Just have our backing piece. All right, we'll let that kind of set up. In the meantime, I did get some motivation. The motivation was sometimes a breakthrough comes from a breakdown, and that is absolutely true. I can attest to that. I've had many a breakdown to know that a breakthrough is always there to follow. Okay. Looks good on this side. Now we'll just trim it up. Like that. Okay, now we will ink. Again, inking is not necessary. If you don't like to ink, I like to. Yeah, I think before I attempt to fold this, I am going to stitch around just to secure this inside page. I'd hate for it to come apart now after all of this, so I'm going to be right back in a jiffy and I'll have the stitching around here all for you. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I am back and I have done a stitching on the inside. I think that looks kind of cool. And then I'm just going to cover up some of that white, maybe trim that off a bit. Give that a little trim. There we go, and ink that. So yeah, the stitching basically kind of went around right over top of where or fairly close to where I stitched before, so that's kind of cool. I really like the way that this turned out. I think it's super cute. And just all with little bits of fabric scraps. And then I have this cute little journal all ready to go, this cover. That's super, Super fun. All right, so I have this. And then we talked about our fabric flips, regular fabric flips. I'll link to the video that my mom and I did with the pockets and how you can create those. And then I'll also link to the video with this scrappy journal cover using all these wonderful scrap bits as well, so that you can see how I did that. All right, so that is, what day are we at here? That's an occupational hazard, isn't it, when you don't even know what day it is. So we are day 24 fabrics for Junk Journal January. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this has inspired you to play with your fabric scraps. I'll see you on the next video, and P.S. I love you.